Happy Monday. It's Monday. I don't know why, but I start off every week feeling like I'm running to catch up and it's only Monday already. This one over here has nothing to say. She's sending a text message right now for me. I told her, do not even get started on working until you deal with this problem that we have. So she's not
I'm working.
Yeah, she's working.
I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah.
She's going to do her disclaimer anyway. So.
Yeah. So while she's texting this company that sent us ugly shoes instead of cute shoes, I'm going to give you the disclaimer. The disclaimer is, if you are here for the edited videos, those videos are coming. These videos do not replace my regular scheduled content. This is something extra to connect with all of you, to provide inspiration. We hope you come along and craft with us, but these are live videos. They are not changing anything. They are just something extra. If you don't like live videos, we totally get it. They're very different than the normal videos that I post. So just skip this one and wait for the ones that you do like. But if you do like this, we are here for you. This is like a crafty afternoon. We come every day, Monday through Friday, and we craft with you, and we hope that you will get out your craft supplies and create along with us, or do your gardening, or whatever it is that you want to do, and ask questions. And we just want to connect with you and hopefully make you smile and get your mind off all of the caca that is out in the world right now. Caca! Yeah, and we also say hello to everybody in the first couple minutes, so if that annoys you, then if you're watching on the replay, you can just fast forward for the first few minutes and get right into the crafting. We've got two really fun projects today. Why are you looking at me that way?
Oh, no, I'm just listening.
So, yeah. Vintage Sin already saw my top on the website. Yay, we just put it up a few minutes ago.
Move your hair.
This is my favorite top out of all the tops that I've ordered for the website so far. It is 100% cotton. It's embroidered. It has this on the back. It's got a little band on the bottom, and it's my favorite color combination. It is like Hey Sailor and Kissing Booth, which my house is basically decorated in those colors. I love that combination together. It's a woven, lightweight cotton with beautiful embroidery. It is a little bit more expensive than most of the clothing. I think it is
It's really quality, good quality.
It's $59, but it would be like it would be a top that you would see for $120 in Anthropologie or Johnny Was. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is my favorite. I'm wearing the extra small. So the small is bigger and longer. I like my shirts short, but they're small, medium, and large, and I feel like they're cut pretty roomy. So if you like this, there are some on the website.
You read this real quick. I'm going to start saying hi to everybody.
Okay.
Just make sure that's okay. Okay, Carts and Melly, Shabalot, Christy, hi Dina from Tucson.
Like we ordered.
Hi Alta from Tucson. Erica, Teresa, Elizabeth. Did you see what I wrote, or did you add? Okay,
Yeah.
we're juggling. Terry Lou, Sandy, Goodson, Nancy, Heather, Jackie, Olivia, Victoria from Germany, Joey from Arkansas, Christina, Erin, Tammy, Molly, Kathy, Laura. Wow, we got the usual crew here, I think. Whoops, it went all the way to the end. So
Okay.
It skipped over a whole bunch now.
I ordered these super cute shoes. They're like Birkenstocks, and they're pink, like embroidered like a sari, like with all this gold metallic thread. And they sent us these horrible looking black numbers, and they're like, and I called them today and I'm like, these are not the shoes. These are not the shoes at all. And they made us send pictures. And then they wrote back and said, if we give you a $20 refund, will you just keep those? And I'm like, no. We don't want these shoes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sell them. I would be embarrassed to sell them.
You can't pay us
No,
the
we don't
full
have
price to
we don't
keep
have
them.
the room. We do not want Either
Yeah.
send us the shoes we
Debbie's
asked
very
for.
picky, and if she doesn't like it, she sends it back. She will not sell it.
No, I will not sell anything that I think is ugly. Sorry. I'm very passionate about like the things that I buy for the website. I would put them on my own bod. I would have them in my own house, or I ain't selling it. I ain't doing it.
So where I can't seem to get on.
You
Hold
can't
on.
get on the.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a little disclaimer. Yeah. I have a disclaimer. So I had a girlfriend of mine who just started watching. Her name is Alma. I don't know if she is. No, I know she's not watching live because she works during the day. But she was watching the replay on some of our videos, and she came down to say hi, and she says to me, Danielle, you are being so rude on the channel. Debbie's doing crafts and you're on the phone the whole time, just looking at your phone. Like, why are you being so rude? And I'm like, I'm not doing my own thing. Like, I'm reading the comments. Like, this is what I do. I log in and I read the comments. And she's like, oh. So anyway, for those of you who are new here and don't know what I do, I read the comments. I don't just sit here and
She has
check my
better eyeballs
email
than me.
and text people and.
Lulu Kellogg, I don't know how to say the third part of your last name. Atlier. She's been following me forever. She is the sweetest gal in South Carolina. Last time I saw her, she had bright pink hair. I mean, saw her virtually on the internet, on her Instagram account. She is so cute, and it's so fun to see your name pop up, Lulu. Thanks for joining us.
So Dina
Lashaw.
says, take the shoes and donate them.
That's an idea, but I still...
If they'll give us our money
yeah,
back
they'll
or
give me
the
a
other
full
parent.
refund, but not for $20 when I spent $300 on
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
No.
So they're not wanting to give our money back.
Yeah, they
So.
want us just to keep ugly shoes for an extra $20, and no. No, 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 no.
Okay, Chickadee wants to know if I made my earrings. No, I didn't. These are actually made out of like paper or
Are those
something.
from Anthro? Didn't I buy those for you or something?
I can't remember. They're old, but this is the kind of earrings I want to make out of the paper clay.
But we should show what I gave you for Mother's Day.
Yeah. Show
So
it
these
off.
are not on the website yet. I'm gonna add them this afternoon. They are a heart made out of silverware, vintage silverware, and then turquoise and a ball chain that you can cut to adjust. They also have, there's also some with mother of pearl right here. They're made by the same artist who makes these awesome cuffs. I should take off the rubber band. So we just got a box of these, which I need to add to the site, and we got 12 brand new cuffs, and I could hold some of them up, but they're not on the site yet, and I know that you guys go crazy for those cuffs, but I should just show it for you.
But yeah, I'm wearing my necklace. Debbie got me one of those silverware hearts for Mother's Day. Isn't that nice? So, happy Mother's Day to all of you. I hope you had a great day yesterday.
I love this one. I want to keep this one really bad, but I'm not gonna. These are all made out of old silver trays and old vintage belts. This one, I love the flower design. Here's a white one. We have 12 of them. I am gonna add them tonight after I have to run down to the store tonight and help pack boxes, and then these will be up soon, but I wanted to give everyone a heads up because I know a lot of you have been waiting for these. So, there are 12 total. Okay, Danielle, what are you making today?
I don't know. You haven't told me yet.
I made one in advance. This is a little kit that you get, and it's like an artist palette, and it's a keychain. So you've got this little like lobster claw to put your quick release keys, and then you can put your other keys here. So your kit comes with an unfinished one. It's really nice and thick, so it's durable. You get the keychain thing. You get the little
Attachment.
bail to attach the keychain.
A miniature one of these.
A miniature E6000. and then you get enough of our dark and decrepit stain to stain your palette. It does not come with paint because the kit would be really pricey if we sent you a whole bunch of every color. But we figured you would want to do your own things. You could put molds, you could put stencils, you could put stamps, you could do what I did here.
But turn it around so they can see.
See, there it is stained. So this is how it starts out, and this is what the dark and decrepit stain does to it.
So you get a little bit of that.
So I'm gonna have you start, Danielle, and then you can just start doing your thing.
So the way you make it look like stain is you water it down, right?
Well, you just wanna, you wanna have your spray bottle, you wanna brush it on, and then you wanna wipe it off really fast.
Okay.
Remember we did those little driftwood sailboat kits? Well, I asked Melissa to cut some wood so that I could make a big sailboat that would like sit on a fireplace mantle or hang on the wall, that I would have more room to stencil on. And so this is the boat kit. It's also on the website. It comes with a wooden dowel, and there's a pre-drilled hole for you. So you stick the dowel in, and then I have some plain canvas cloth and this cool netting again, and then it also comes with this cool lace and some rope and the eye hooks and the seashells. So I think I'm gonna stencil some words and make a really cool boat. And it does sort of sit flat, so you could also sit it on a table as a centerpiece if you want. But I just think it's so stinking cute. I love the little mini sailboat kits. So we have the bigger ones as well. And I'm gonna be working on this.
Okay, so I can't seem to catch up with everything, but it looks like Leisha Boutte has to leave. She's got a friend, I think, that needs prayer. So we will keep your friend in prayer, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow and everything is okay.
Praying for you, Leisha.
Her name is Carol. That's easy to remember. That was our mom's name.
Yeah. Yeah, and our mom.
What are you doing?
I was just checking the date. Today is actually.
It was May 8th, I thought, wasn't
No,
it?
it was the 11th.
Oh, it was the 11th?
Yeah. So,
That's today.
yeah. Yeah, this is the anniversary of the day that our mom went to heaven. It's confusing because when she passed away 3 years ago, it was the day before Mother's Day. Oh, thank you, Angela.
Angela,
Thank you so much.
Well, that, you know, so funny, timing of everything. Like, I wasn't even aware of that today until you just said that.
Well, because it's weird the way the calendar works, because when she passed away, it was the day before Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
And then
Mother's Day is always a different day.
Yeah, so then the year anniversary was on Mother's Day, and now it's the day after Mother's Day. But we try to do something special as a family to honor her memory. Last year we all went out for steak, and the first year we were in Hawaii to sprinkle her ashes. This year we went to your house and made keto pancakes and watched church on TV, and it was an awesome, special. God always does something really special on.
It was a very, very special day yesterday. Yes, it was.
All right, I'm gonna also do the dark and decrepit on my sailboat with the white wax. So I'm spraying my wood.
Kelly Weiler, it's been 4 years. If you can believe that. It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw what I just did, is I hardly used any of the dark and decrepit, and I painted it on, I sprayed it with water, and then I wiped it back, and so you can see it gave it a little more depth. I could do another round just to deepen it a little more.
I like special wood grain to show through because
Yeah.
it works as a stain on raw wood, and it doesn't have all the stinkiness of an actual oil-based stain.
Yeah.
Like those oil-based stains take forever to dry, and they're really stinky, and ugh, I don't like
Yeah.
working with oil-based anything. So this is called Dark and Decrepit. And we sell it in 8-ounce and 16-ounce containers, but you get the little baby container. Oh man, I just got Dark and Decrepit all over my fabric.
Oh
I
no.
thought it was paper towels. Will you hand me one?
Oh.
I'm like getting ready to wipe it with the fabric.
What if you put cold water on it right now? Would you get it off?
Maybe.
Okay. So now I'm gonna glue my keychain thing on because I want it to be, well, actually that's probably last, huh?
Yeah.
To
so
glue
we'll do
that on?
last.
Okay, I'll do that last.
So see how the beautiful wood grain still comes through, but it's much darker. I'm gonna do that to all the sides. And it dries pretty fast, so you do wanna have a cloth to wipe it back if you wanna see that wood grain. Otherwise it will dry, especially if you're working with this outside, it will dry faster than you can wipe it back.
Now, what is this?
That is glue.
And that's for,
That's for another kit that's coming.
oh, okay, that's not coming in this one. Okay. So then, everything that's in the kit is for them to prep it. Now I guess I'm just free to do what I want on this thing?
Yeah, just make it cute, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna make it cute.
Because you're a crafter.
I don't know how to make it cute.
Well, that's why I made one ahead of time. You could totally copy me if you want, or not.
You know what I think some of this, what I think would be really cute is, this would make a great gift, like if your pet passed away or something, like you could put a pet paw print on it and carry it with you. Sometimes I'll give that as a gift for somebody who's lost a pet, or I think it would also make a fun Mother's Day or Father's Day, like if a baby's handprint, like, you know, to carry with you. That would be fun. What else? What else would be good? I don't know.
I have a whole Pinterest board that I pinned of different art palettes and how people take old art palettes and they actually paint on the palettes themselves and turn them into art. And I created a Pinterest board, and I was first enamored with the art palettes because in France, when we were in Monet's Gardens, remember that gift shop or that antique shop we were in where I found, I didn't find it, Dion found this wooden artist box, and you open it up and it was from the turn of the century, and there was an artist palette just caked with paint and a whole bunch of old vintage brushes, and the paint was still in there. Oh no.
Oh, you better plug that in.
The paint was still in the box and the artist palette, and she wanted to buy it, but she was trying to convince, there was like this old French guy running the shop, and she's trying to get him to come down on the price, and it's like a very nice antique shop, and he wouldn't budge on the price. I walk in and I see it in Dion's hands, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And she's like, yeah, but I can't even remember how much it was. It was, you know, it was a high price, but it wasn't crazy high. And I'm like, aren't you gonna get it? And she's like, no, I'm not gonna pay that much for it. And so I'm like, well, are you sure, Dion? Because if you don't get it, I'm getting it. And, you know, I was gonna pay the price, and she's all, no, I don't want it, I don't want it. And so I said, are you sure? Because I don't want to buy it if you want it. She's like, no, you buy it. It was one of those things. No, you buy it. I'll buy it. You buy it. No, I'll buy it. And she's like, no, I'm definitely not going to buy it. And I'm like, last call for alcohol, because I'm going to get this thing. And then she walks outside all sad. And the whole time I knew that I was going to give it to her. But, you know, I know how Dion is. She does not like to part with her money at all. And so I purchased it, and then I walked outside and I handed it to her. And she said that when she walked outside, she was kicking herself, like, why did I do that? I should have bought it. I'm such a cheapskate.
Why did I let Debbie buy it?
But the whole point is that this art palette, and there were so many art palettes, like when we walk through the village of Monet's Garden, there's all these little art, it's an artist colony, and so the artists are there painting, and you can walk through their gallery and see their work and see them painting. And my favorite thing was to take pictures of the palettes caked with paint. I just thought they were so beautiful, and I was just taking pictures of palettes everywhere that I saw one. And then I came home and I created a Pinterest board, and so I had these little things made because I wanted to have like a little like memento of that caked on, built up beautifulness of layered paint. And so that's why
I'm putting a transfer on it.
I think you should do both sides if you're going to do a transfer.
I'm going to. I'm going to
So
wrap it around.
that's where the idea stemmed from, is I love layers and layers of chippy paint, and there is nothing more beautiful to me than an artist palette. I'm going to go find, and so they will also take the palettes and they will paint paintings on their palettes, which is also really beautiful, and Dion started doing that when we came back from France. But I'm going to put the link to my Pinterest board so you can see some of the stuff I've pinned. Let's see. It's going to take me a hot second to find it. I haven't found too many things yet, but there's a few images, and I need to add my own images, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about. All right, I just posted the link. Shoot. Yeah, that was beautiful, and I hope someday that I will either have my own palette caked with paint or find another one for myself, but oh my gosh, there's nothing more beautiful. Well, I mean, there are things more beautiful, but that's one of the most beautiful things I saw in France. You know I'm not going to let you get away with just doing that, right?
Why not?
It's too easy.
Well, I'm, when it comes to opening all these jars and putting different colors on here, I thought, no way.
Well, you need to demonstrate how to build up the paint. Like, that's part of what makes it beautiful. So.
Well, you didn't tell me that. You said just put.
Well, I didn't think you were going to totally cop out on it.
I don't think this is a cop out. I think this is just a way of doing a keychain that I like.
I'm going to make you paint a lemon on the other side. Okay, I'm getting all sides of this.
Okay.
Maybe you could add paint on top of the transfer to make it 3D and build up the paint so that it looks like it's a lemon that has been painted on there.
Okay.
Because, girl, we got 30 minutes left.
All right, well, I'll show you what you can do to one side of it, and I'll show you what you can do to the other side of it. Okay.
Okay, I've got my wood base totally covered in the dark and decrepit. Now I'm gonna add the white wax to it. Your kit will come with a little container of dark and decrepit and a little container of the white wax, so you can do this weathered wood finish to it. Where is that white wax?
Right here.
No, that's glue.
Oh.
So I've shown you all this before, but some of you may have missed it. So I'm gonna do it again. See, that is not a wax brush. So you get the dark and decrepit on. You can also do this with the weathered wood paint. And you rub the white wax over the dark and decrepit. And then it does not take very much. It gives you that gray barnwood looking finish. And you want to wipe back the excess. This gives it the look of an old boat that's been weathered by all of the things. That oxidized, lovely,
Oh,
lovely.
we got another super chat. Les Meyer.
Thank you, Les.
Thank you.
Les, I still have not fixed my fingernails. Maybe that's for fingernail polish. She was telling me, when am I gonna actually paint my fingernails, because she wants to see what color I use. Thank you, Les.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do.
So see how that gives it that cool looking weathery look? This is the better side of the wood with all the beautiful wood grain. The other side has like the blade marks on it. So it does not take very much. And you can also use clear wax like an eraser. Do you have a clear wax over there?
Clear wax?
Oh, here it is. So with dark wax or white wax, if it comes on too strong, you use clear wax to help it spread, and it kind of acts as an eraser and dilutes it and pulls up some of the pigment. So, where am I? I need a rag.
What does the clay paint feel like? Feel like? What does the clay paint feel like? Paint.
It feels a lot softer than
Buttery.
Yeah, it doesn't have the rubbery feeling to it.
It's way smoother.
It doesn't have the plasticky feeling to it. It's very, like when you sand it, it gets really powdery, and it does feel a lot like clay. It's very soft and it's super pigmented and
Kind of like when you make a clay mask for your face and how it feels like that at first, but not gritty. Not gritty at all. Real smooth.
Yeah, it's delicious. Like when I open the cans of paint, super thick, super pigmented, no weird chemical smells. It just has this deliciousness to it. Like how can I demonstrate the deliciousness? Look, I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. Like it's
I was wondering if it was gritty. No,
it's not gritty. It's buttery smooth and super, super rich and textury. When I got my very first can of DIY paint back from the factory, it was Bohemian Blue. And the very first container I used was to paint that sofa over there. And oh my gosh, you want to lick it. It's so good. It's 5 times the pigment than other paints. It smells like nothing. It has like a dirt clay smell to it. It doesn't hit you in the face. It has no rubberiness. Most of the time, you don't even need to stir it up. Like it has to sit for a long time to even separate slightly. It's very, very different than other paints. You can water it way, way down. That's why you see me scraping all this extra off, because I know I could paint like this whole boat with just what's on my fingers. It's so pigmented and gorgeous. And
Barbara Yulia wants to know what color paint this is. This is the yellow I just used, and it's Queen Bee. One of my favorites. I love Queen Bee.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paint.
Beautiful.
Marvelous. Will you hand me a paper towel, please?
No.
It's really hard to describe it until you actually have it for yourself.
Does it scratch off? Lydia wants to know.
So, DIY paint, once it has cured, it is on there. It is not like with latex paint where you scratch it and it creates like a long skinny line. Like when I used to paint with latex paint, even after I would prime it, I would sand it, I would seal it, and then as I'd move it into my customer's car, if you scratched it up against something, you could literally get a huge scratch mark down the side. And I felt like I had to be so careful with it. That doesn't happen with our paint, but it does have a long open time, meaning it's reactivated with water. So you could paint something with our paint, you could come back 2 months later, spray it with water, and get the paint to start moving around again. So until you put the sealer on it, it has a long open time, but it's not forever. Like over time, 6 months, 8 months, it's going to be like Adobe. It's rock hard. Once it's cured, once it's on there, it is on there, and it doesn't scratch off like that at all. But it can be reactivated with water until a sealer has been put on it, or until it has just sat for a long time. Good. You keep going with that. That's looking good. So here's the good, so I hope that makes sense. Here is the weathered wood now with the white wax on it and the dark and decrepit. So I like that it has a long open time because I can walk away from something, circle back to it months later, and still be able to work with the paint. I can water it way down, I can layer it way up, but eventually it will cure on its own. You can burnish it even with a paper bag, or you can seal it, and it does not do the scratch thing. Like you can put it to the scratch test and it doesn't scratch. I wonder if I have anything to prove that. Okay, so now I forgot to paint my dowel. Should have done that. I need to paint the dowel. So now I have my boat, and I've got my dowel, and I'm going to add the sail, but I'm going to paint this dowel first. Someone trying to reach us on the phone.
Oh, I don't
Looks
know.
like someone's saying that they've been trying to call. So I have instructed Melissa and Ellie not to answer the phone because We get a lot of calls for things that will take them away from packing boxes. So we have an answering machine. You can leave a message. We will circle back to our messages, or you can email us. But I have instructed them not to answer the phone because it literally can take 3 hours out of their day to answer the phone, and then we get behind on orders.
So is there a go-to email that you handle issues?
hello@diyagogo.com. Yeah, and if there is an issue with your order, or if you're wanting tracking or anything like that, we answer all of those emails first. Emails like, what color should I paint this? Or can you please help me, give me advice on what to do with my kitchen cabinets? We're putting all of those in a file because we're
gonna do a frequently asked questions.
yeah, we're gonna post a frequently asked questions and refer you to that, but we do not have the manpower to answer those kinds of questions. That's what the lives are for. That's what we're here for every day. So if you have a question like that, this is the place to ask that. But we just can't, you guys. We're a small company, and we can't do those. I'm sorry, especially now.
That's why you make videos.
Yeah. And that, we're here every day to answer your questions, so.
As much as possible.
As much as we can. And the other thing is, Cobweb is posting the link to our Facebook group, which is a free group. And often, if you join our Facebook group and go there and ask for a question regarding something, if you're wanting advice on what to paint or what color to use, or if you should use wax or if you should use Big Top, you will get an immediate answer from them, and you will get, like the saying, wisdom is in a multitude of counselors, that you will get so much good advice there, and so much experience. I love to go on there. You guys are answering each other's questions and helping each other, and that is a great way to get really good answers, because I could never go into depth. Even if I could answer your emails about those kind of things, I could never go into the depth the way that you guys are doing. You're helping each other, you're posting pictures, you're giving advice, and I will chime in if I feel like I have anything extra to add, but most of the time the information is more than I would have ever had time to go into if I could answer.
Dreaming Cat Studio says the phone doesn't take messages. Is that because it's full?
No, the phone takes messages.
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got a message. I got 2 messages this morning. But Dreaming Cat, what is your...
No phone answering machine at store today.
No, that's not true. We've heard the phone ring all day. But whatever problem you have, email, or if you have a question that's you want to ask, you can ask it here right now.
Betsy Kelly Designs, it looks like she might be new to the channel, because she's saying, can you explain the difference between DIY paints and other chalk paints? So you might want to talk about the clay.
So DIY paint is clay based. Just like anything in the world, not everything is created the same. So makeup is different, perfume is different, clothing is different. There's polyester, there's cotton, there's linen. And the thing that makes DIY paint really different is that it is clay based. So a lot of times companies will say they're clay based because they want people to think that it's the amazing clay based paint, but really it's like one small ingredient in their paint. Our paint, the base of it is clay. Like when you make a cake, the base is flour. That's the main base. That's the main ingredient. So our paint is clay based, and because it's clay based, you have to use 5 times the amount of pigment to color the paint. We don't have to add all the chemicals like the self-levelers and many other things. Like most paints on the market have not as much pigment as ours by far. Like we average five times the amount of pigment. There's only 9 ingredients in our paint. It is clean ingredients. We list all the ingredients on the can. Most paints have 30, 40, sometimes 100 ingredients, and most paints don't list their ingredients. Because even if the paint can says no VOC, not even low VOC, but no VOC. So, you know, I go to Home Depot and I see like right there on the counter, we offer all these no VOC paints. But then you read the ingredients and they're 200 ingredients long. So the government will approve your paint as being no VOC, even though it still has dozens and dozens of chemicals in it. And so DIY paint is, I would argue, one of the cleanest paints that you will ever find. We have not gone through the red tape to certify it as non-toxic or child-proof, but I have compared the ingredients with other child-proof non-toxic paints. I would use ours. That's all I can
There's
really say.
only 9 ingredients,
Yeah.
and one of them is love.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's 9 ingredients plus love.
Oh, 9 ingredients.
It's very, very clean.
Okay.
You know, it does not smell. You can tell by the smell. It goes on differently. It can be way watered down because of the high pigmentation, and because of the clay, you can create crazy texture like I did with this. Like you can see all the texture in that, how I built that up pretty quick just from dabbing the brush and letting it sit there. Or you can water it way down and get those beautiful blended looks the way that Dion does. So when you're blending and you've got your spray bottle and you're blending paint and your paint ratio is like 10% paint and 90% water, with most other paints, that paint is going to start to dull or go gray or kind of turn brown and mush together. But our paint retains its intense pigment even when you water it down that much. And it's very, very versatile. It doesn't require priming most of the time unless you have bleed through. It will stick to most surfaces, even plastic or metal. Sometimes you have to lightly sand, but most of the time you don't. And you can just create the most beautiful finishes with it. You don't have to wear gloves. You don't have to wear a mask. You can work inside in the winter and not worry about paint fumes. It's gorgeous. That is looking cool. So that's just the beginning of what it can do. Does it have a shelf life? So as far as I know, it doesn't. I have opened up cans from 5 years later and they are still beautiful, wonderful paints. The finishes, you're supposed to pour it out into a separate bowl and use a clean brush because you can contaminate the finishes because we don't put any preservatives in our products. So if you put a dirty brush or a brush that's not thoroughly cleaned and you dip it into the jar, it can contaminate it and you can open it up and it will smell like rotten eggs. But I have even used that. It still works fine and the smell goes away after it dries, but that is the only issue that I've seen, and I've never seen that happen with paint. So Dandelion says, my son is the best measurement. Your paint is the only paint that does not make him have side effects. He has severe immune issues. I paint with him. He always gets sick, but with your paint, nothing.
Wow,
Yeah.
there it is. The proof is in the pudding.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to add, so I've got my dowel painted, I've got my wood. I am going to add these little eye hooks to the bottom so I can get my sail attached. Dandelions is saying her son has most definitely ingested our paint. Yeah, I've eaten some paint in a video, in a very old video. We're not saying eat it. We cannot legally say that it's child safe or
We can't legally tell you to
non-toxic.
eat it.
But I'm just saying somebody may have eaten it in the video. That's all. Hammer. You seen a hammer? Oh gosh, where's the hammer?
Did not see a hammer. Did not see a hammer when I came in.
Oh, there's some more sweetfish.
Did you check the refrigerator?
No. Oh, there's 2 of them in this drawer. 2 hammers in the drawer that is reserved for hammers. What do you know?
All right, let's see here.
Sue Para says that my granddaughter ate some the other day. Yeah. Levi has definitely got his nose in the paint.
Yeah.
What about Sadie?
No, I don't have that much paint hanging around my house. All right, so Debbie didn't like my transfer idea because it was just too simple and flat, so I went over it and I did my little paint palette. What do you think of mine?
I like it.
See, and I
That's
built up
cute.
texture.
You
I just
did.
kind of like put lots of thick paint on there, and then I started blending little paint colors together. And then
That's
the back,
what artists do.
the back, see, it's still alive.
Yes.
I just painted over the lemon.
Did you paint over the lemon? I didn't hate the lemon. I just thought it was a kind of a cop out.
Oh, that's all right. It didn't work, so it looked too flat, and you couldn't tell it was a lemon.
You guys, my sister needs some love today. She is feeling, she's feeling a little down because she wants to get back to her salon. She misses her people, and it could be July before hairstylists are able to get back to work. And as much as she loves us, like, you know, if I had to go cut people's hair for 3 months, I'd be grateful for the money, but I would hate it. So
Yeah.
she misses her.
It's not that I don't like doing this, and I've loved the time
She's
with
just sad.
you and my sister. It's not who I am. Like, I really miss what I do, so.
Of course.
So,
So send her some love and some encouragement. She needs it. She's feeling a little sad, and I feel bad for her. Like, no amount of money I could pay her, even if I could, would make this job that exciting to her. I mean, she loves you guys. She's a people person. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, but crafting is what I'm talking about.
well, crafting, and you know, I'm trying to help Debbie on many levels. So not just this hour, but other hours. You know, so it's not my usual gig. And anyway, so, but I enjoy my time with you guys, and I definitely enjoy this hour with Debbie. But I miss my thing.
Will you hold this so I can hammer these in? This is a 2-person situation right here. Or maybe I should hold it and you should hammer them.
Here, you hold it.
Yeah.
So, do you have an ice pick?
An ice pick?
You don't have an ice pick?
Why would I?
Do you guys all know what an ice pick is? She's trying to like gain leverage with this, and she wants me to hammer an eye pin screw.
How would an ice pick?
So an eye
work?
pick is basically what you start a hole with, you know, or a drill.
Oh, wow.
Where do you want it? Like right here on the tip?
Yeah, like an inch in. They're all sending you hugs.
Aw.
Heather Watson says, "Oh no, July, I'm so sorry. Nevada opened on Saturday. My hairdresser has 70 appointments scheduled already."
Yeah, see, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning who lives in Tennessee and said that everything was open. And I'm like, get me out of California. I want to go to Tennessee. I want to live where everybody's living a normal life.
I know. Yeah, Jamie Ray says everything in Utah is pretty much open now. Cheryl Roy says an owl is the tool to start holes. Oh yeah. I think I might have an owl. I don't know where it
Oh, that's what it is. It's a tool. I call it an ice pick.
And Dreaming Cat says you're going to be so busy when we go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be so busy that you're going to be like, oh, maybe I liked it with Debbie.
I am. I'm going to be really busy, and I'm preparing for that, and I am, I'm ready for that.
That's it. You gave up on it?
But it's in.
But it's barely in.
It's in. Try pulling on it.
Crooked, too. And we still have this side to do. Come back
Lori
over here.
says, I live in Tennessee. Not everything is open, but they're working on it. Oh, okay. I don't know where my friend lives, but she said it didn't even look like COVID lived there.
Barbara Carson says, for heaven's sakes, Danielle, go back to work. I'm an ex-hairdresser and I would. No one can tell you that you can't make a living. It's against the law.
Yeah, but California State Board, this California State Board sent me like 3 warnings saying that if I'm caught violating the order, I will get my license revoked.
Plus, like the salon that she works in, her owner isn't opening that, so
Yeah.
it's not that simple, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Barbara Ulio says we went to a Mission thrift store today and it was an hour-and-a-half wait to get in.
Oh my God.
But at least you could get in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like waiting in line. I had to wait in line at Sprouts and I'm like, I ain't never coming back. I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. I just gotta wait it out. I have sold some like wholesale self-coloring kits to some of my gals, and that's holding them over. So they're not like totally, but not everybody can do that. Not everybody wants to. Some people are just putting their hair in ball caps and saying, I can wait it out with you. Other people are doing their own thing, and I don't even know what they're gonna look like when I see them.
Lulu says, sending your sister some extra love.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so I am wrapping this rope around this as like my little framework for this situation.
That's cute.
Can you hand me the scissors?
The scissors?
Yeah. So just like the driftwood sailboat kit that we have, I tied the rope in first, and then I'm going to use this netting and the canvas. I'm going to stencil on the canvas, probably like USS Quarantine or something. USS Situation.
Yeah.
Situation Station 2020. I don't know.
Yeah, Emma said the salon owner in Dallas refused to close, and they put him in jail. Yeah, I did hear about that. And,
yeah, I've heard about that too.
and then there's actually a cop in LA, I think, Riverside County, that has gone viral. He went before a judge and basically said, I refuse to arrest mothers and store owners and business owners for violating an order. They don't need us. They can, you know, they don't need us governing them. They can figure out how to stay open under the simple policies that we're enforcing. And I'm not going to throw those people in jail and then let out other convicts. Like he's taking a stand and he's refusing to arrest people. So I love it that some people are taking that stand, but you know, I don't know if I want to spend time in jail while people fight for that battle.
Yeah.
The governor let her out of jail. No jail time allowed in Texas for order violations. Good. Yeah, I did hear about that. I actually signed a petition to try to open up our salon, so we'll see. Maybe it'll change.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, did you go over this with,
I went over that with Big Top.
Big
So I
Top?
wait for it to dry,
Okay.
and then I went over it with Big Top.
let me flash it with a hair dryer.
Okay, so when we come back tomorrow, I'm gonna continue on with this boat because I'm gonna glue the netting in place. I'm gonna glue my canvas. So one side is gonna be white canvas, the other side is gonna be the netting. I'm gonna use this lace as like a little garland across there. I'm gonna stencil on the boat and on the canvas itself. But I think this is a good stopping point for today. And if you want one of these, we have them on the website. It comes with the dark and decrepit, the white wax, the pole, the boat, the string, the lace, the canvas, the netting, and the seashells. The seashells look really cool in the netting part, so this project is just taking longer than an hour, but it's super cute. And you can go get one, so tune in tomorrow if you want to see us do that. And we have a few minutes left, so I'm just gonna see what questions I might have missed. Les says, but with all that, look at the death number, do you want to be one? So I think that you have to weigh out, like, do we want to, our country cannot put everyone on unemployment indefinitely. And it's like, do you want to be a third world country? Or do you want to police yourself and go back to work? And I think that those who want to go back to work and want to take the precautions and take a risk, you take a risk when you get in a car and you get on the freeway. You take a risk all the time.
Yeah, we can
we
still
can't-
find a way to be careful and cautious
Yeah,
while working.
yeah. What's the difference between wax and sealers? So the wax is a rub-on. It's like a paste, and you can buff it to a buttery finish. I prefer the look of wax. It's more of an old-fashioned vintage look. The sealers are Big Top and Liquid Patina, which you brush on. The Liquid Patina is a flat finish, and the Big Top has a really shiny finish. So the wax ends up looking really buttery and soft, and you run your hand across it, and it just feels so buttery. The Big Top is also beautiful. It's just 3 completely different looks.
And
3 great products with 3 completely different looks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and wax you don't want to use for anything outdoors.
yeah. Yeah. I understand that this is the hot topic and all of you have different opinions, but I have my opinion, and I think we need to respect each other's opinion. And if you are of the opinion that you want to stay in your house and continue with this indefinitely, like, you have that right to do that. But I think that the people who want to work should work. I think that our country needs to get back to work, or we are all going to be starving. Our country is going to collapse financially, and when you don't have a purpose and when you don't work, what is the point of living anyway? That's my opinion, and I think that we can do both. For those people who don't feel comfortable with that, they can continue on as they have been. You can stay at home, you can order online, you can continue to do this for as long as you want, but it doesn't mean that the people who don't want to,
Well, and I don't know what I
their
would have.
choices are taken away.
I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't work for Debbie. Like, if I didn't have a sister that her business was carrying on, I would be I would be locked up with no income. I wouldn't be able to.
I don't want to end up homeless and starving. I don't want to end up the United States being a third world country. Like, we have to, at some point, we have to get back to work. We have to.
Yeah. Okay, well, we better end on that note.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I respect other people's opinions.
Yeah, we all have
I
to
will-
be respectful towards everybody. Like,
Yeah,
not push it, but
yeah,
anyway, thanks for the love today.
yes.
And I hope you all had a great Mother's Day yesterday. And tomorrow we'll be here at 2.
Yes.
And DIYAgogo.com if you see anything that you like. Debbie's shirt, the necklaces, the keychains. Mine's almost done. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. Well, I'll finish it Friday, but all I have to do is seal it.
It looks great.
Thank you.
It looks great. We love you guys, and we respect your right to have a different opinion than us. Please don't think that that's not the case.
And we
I
hope
am-
that you're okay with our stance too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. We will see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks for watching.